Hi, this is our video response for the discussion of is Walmart good or is Walmart bad for American economy of 2011. So what we're going to look at is we're going to analyze four different main aspects that we've broken this discussion down into. The first one is that human resources. How is Walmart doing in terms of how are they acting towards their employers? Is it good for this economy or is it not? So we're divided our discussion group into the pros, Walmart. This is Maria and Miriam. And then anti-Walmart, we've got Sama and Nikita. So we're going to start off with the pros and then we'll go on to the cons. So what are you guys thinking? How's Walmart doing in treating their employers right now? Or what have they done in the past?
Well, let's start with competitive advantage.
Yeah, well, because Walmart is such a huge company, they basically set the industry trends for the United States and wherever they have their flagship stores. So because they have that power, every other company kind of like follows Walmart. Like I remember in the case of when stores were trying to decide whether or not to stock up on Blu-ray DVDs or HD DVDs. Like most companies were in between, but Walmart went with Blu-rays, and because of that, Blu-rays, just went up in stocks and just became popular. So that kind of example just shows how much power Walmart has in the economy.
HD fizzled.
Yeah, HD just kind of fizzled. Yeah.
To add to that, I would say in competitive advantage, where they help the American consumers because they're pushing industry standards in kind of quality goods to cheap goods for cheap prices. And their competitors such as Target and Zara's and whatnot, so they're kind of setting the standards and helping consumers get the best possible good for the lowest possible price.
Yeah, because they know that Walmart will always have the lowest price possible. Guaranteed.
I mean, just to add to that, I definitely think it's benefiting, because I'm on the pro as well for Walmart. I definitely think it's benefiting the American culture, because when I was doing research about this, two main principles actually define American culture: consumerism and materialism. Walmart's actually helping the low-income families to purchase something so they can have maybe, a standard living. And they're doing this by low prices, so they're definitely helping the economy. Now we're just going to go to the anti Walmart, and they're going to speak about the competitive advantage of Walmart.
Okay, I think there's a difference between having a competitive advantage and monopolizing the economy. So in terms of Walmart, they are actually monopolizing the economy more than having a competitive advantage. Having said that, they have about 15 billion worth of goods that are actually taken in from China, imported in from there, and they're actually selling it out over there in the market. They're not having a competitive advantage by having their prices set really, really low. They're not being competitive. They're actually just monopolizing and getting over as many number of customers as they can. So that's what I have to say about it.
Just to add to that, in terms of competitive advantage, even though they do have that, Walmart has over 6,000 suppliers, and 80% of them are in China. But they're not really following an ethical process of getting their products and services and how they're manufacturing, whatever.
Like sweatshops?
Yeah. So they're not really, if they find a supplier, they basically give them an outline of what they want and at what price and at what quality. And most of their suppliers are not able to meet their terms and conditions. Yeah. So that's pretty much, unethical because they're not giving them much options. So it's either you give us that or it's nothing.
Right. So on the pro side of Walmart, to discuss how that ties into economics of American whatever countries that Walmart operates in. Firstly, Walmart is one of the largest importers of goods into their stores, so that actually has a lot to influence in a country's surplus and deficit in importation of goods. So for America, I remember reading a statistic, I don't remember the exact numbers, but the largest company to receive the most imported goods that a country intakes was Walmart in the U.S. of A.
Yeah.
So let's discuss surplus and deficit and how it can make or break, in a sense, an economy. But on top of that, they benefit low-income families. When we were discussing competitive advantage, it was they're providing the lowest price. This helps American consumers because they do have a lot of individuals that are below or among the poverty line, or even low-income families, middle-class families shop at Walmart, and they're helping them to increase their standard of life because they can stretch their dollar further. They can buy cheaper goods that maybe even other places offer for a higher price, and they get to have them as well. So it helps in providing for families, providing for individuals, and what.
Yeah, and that's the main basis. That's the core of Walmart. Without these families to, depend on Walmart, they wouldn't be as huge as they are.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a give or take situation. Without them, Walmart wouldn't exist. So it's a win-win situation for them.
I think there's another point that needs to be made when it comes to the pricing. First and foremost, okay, yeah, they do have a low pricing in there, but at the same time, it also has to be taken into account that they have a low pricing only because the wages are lower, and that's being ethically and morally going wrong, because in terms of low wages, you're having a low wage in China.
Absolutely, yeah. So now I actually was watching a video a long time ago about how Walmart pushes their vendors to compete with the best low prices that they have. Now we're gonna have the pro side talk more about how do they participate in corporate social responsibility.
So on my end of corporate social responsibility, Walmart does do a lot to provide for charities, provide for causes. They have multiple things that they run to help families in USA and whatnot. So they are doing their parts to provide for the country that they are operating in.
Yeah.
In a sense of using the corporate money that they're profiting to give back to the community.
Yeah, I know that Walmart has a bunch of internship positions. They are sponsors to many different charity organizations, so they are giving back to the community. So on the con side,
they're definitely sorry if I can just add to the pro side. They're definitely giving back to the community. When there was the Hurricane Katrina, Walmart actually contributed millions of dollars, and they actually had volunteers, which were their employees, to go out and actually fund them and provide financial resources as well. So in terms of corporate social responsibility, Walmart's doing great.
Okay, so
conversely,
when it comes to corporate social responsibility, I think there are two things that we have to say about it. One was with environmental problems. How are you being socially responsible to your community when you have when your waste products are not even being recycled and it just gets down the drain and it affects many people in China environmentally, and they have a lot of congestion problems as well. So when it comes to that, that's the first point that I have to make about it. The second thing is that the unions that they have in there, they believe in a non-union concept, and that's just not right in terms of for their employees, because their employees have no say in what they have to do in terms of their work ethics. So ethically, they're going wrong there as well.
They actually have a 70%. 70% what rate?
70% of their employees leave in their first year. So what is that to say about their employees being happy at Walmart?
To pull a political move here, I'm going to step onto the other side of being a con and add to what's been discussed. So to build on their points, an actual example of what happened was somewhere in Canada, it was in Winnipeg, I believe. They had a Walmart that the workers strike. They wanted a union, and they were fighting for a union. And before anything could happen, Walmart pulled out completely of that store. They just shut it down. They didn't give them a chance to have a union. On top of that, looking back at corporate social responsibility, them helping with charity, I have issues in questioning, is it for the sake of the people? Is it for the sake of helping out individuals in where they work in the U.S. and where they operate? Or is it for the fact of writing off tax dollars that they don't have to pay because they did give to charity? or for PR and just looking good, because they do have so many other issues behind them.
I think part of the reason why Walmart is not unionized is because they know they don't really follow like a standard work ethic and like treat their employees equally. So they know if their employees are unionized, they'd most likely be, you know, not in a good situation, and they just go down.
They'd have to offer more benefits,
Exactly.
which means they'd have to redo their model of offering the lowest price for whatnot. I mean, everything comes at a trade-off. Offering products at a low price means that somewhere down the line, especially for suppliers, they don't have room to make as much profit. They really don't. To get shelf life or shelf even like access in Walmart, they have to offer their products at a very, very low price that may result in having sweatshops or like underprivileged issues and whatnot. But those are some of the issues that we had, pros and cons for Walmart.
Listen, thank you. This is the Grip Masterminds.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.